morning and welcome. You're on to Aspheric TV and this is the morning newspaper briefing. My name is Double Gift and I have Mr. Clifford and CB with me this morning. Good morning, Mr. Clifford.
Good morning, Gift. How are you?
I'm fine. I hope you slept well.
Yeah, good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So this is the show where we give you basically headlines on newspapers, Nigerian dailies. So we'll start off with the Punch newspaper, and the major headline here says, Police strategize, NSCDC warns as terrorists infiltrate South. Lagos CP, area tactical commanders, hold emergency meeting, call for vigilance. FRSC declares war on unregistered motorcycles. Arewa youths demand NSA's sacking. 7,222 killed, 3,823 abducted in 7 months. Amotekun advises residents. The police have mobilized to foil plans by terrorists to attack the southern part of the country, sequel to the infiltration of the region by suspected Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa province terrorists. As part of the strategies to prevent terrorist attacks, the police chiefs in Lagos met on Monday just as the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps warned Nigerians against employing fleeing terrorists. Also, it was gathered that police and the Department of State Services had deployed detectives to fish out fleeing terrorists in the south. This followed the arrest of a suspected Boko Haram commander working as a security guard at a residential building in the Ijaye area of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, on Saturday. The arrest of the Boko Haram commander has triggered a flurry of emergency security meetings by law enforcement agencies in Lagos and Ogun states, and apprehension among residents in the southern part of the country. The development is coming on the heels of the July 5th attack on the Kuje Medium Security Custodial Center, Abuja, where 69 Boko Haram commanders were freed by the Islamic State West Africa province. Next, it's the Daily Trust newspaper, and it has it that dollar remittance, presidency wades into CBN, NNPC feud. We remitted over $2 billion to our account with Apex Bank, oil firm. How CBN augmented NNPC's $1.6 billion remittance for oil imports. The presidency has waded into the controversy raging between the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPC, over the dwindling fortune of the Naira. Daily Trust gathered from reliable sources yesterday, the CBN on Friday blamed the non-remittance of dollars to foreign reserves by NNPC as the reason for the plunge of the Naira in the official and parallel markets. At the time of the allegation, the Naira traded for 700 Naira to $1 at the parallel markets and 415.96 Naira to $1 at the official market. But in what could be seen as contradicting the CBN claim, a document from the NNPC on Sunday showed that the company remitted a total of $2.7 billion into its accounts with the CBN from January to June this year. Financial experts and some Nigerians were taken aback at the counterclaims by the federal government institutions, with some of them describing the development as an embarrassment to the country. The Guardian newspaper, the major headline here says, Nigeria missing as BRICS moves to cut Western domination. Country on waiting list to join BRICS. Accession talks have not commenced, says diplomat. Country will not meet economic criteria, experts insist. Also, other headlines on the Guardian newspaper are PDP, Wike demands IU's removal. Single term for Atiku. BOT meets tomorrow. Osun PDP asks court to stop OSEC from conducting council poll before Oyetola's exit. The next paper is the leadership paper, and it has it that PVC registration deadline. As INEC registers 2.8 million in 1 month, pressure mounts for extension. Commission insists on deadline, says laws allow it. CSOs urge electoral body to review position, say millions will be disenfranchised. 80% of new registrants are youths, institute. The Daily Independent has it that PDP BOT expresses concern over confusion in party. Wike Group gives conditions for reconciliation as calls for Iyorchia Ayu's resignation heighten. Also, 2023 election, ban on political campaigns still in force. INEC warns parties. The Nation newspaper has it that Northwest, Southwest lead in voter registration. 96,303 for 2023 polls. And then we have the This Day newspaper, which says UK High Commissioner Atiku's ideas on security, economy, development interesting. As PDP presidential candidate seeks increased collaboration with Britain, Wike's group gives condition for peace and wants equal stake. Parties BOT meets, sets up committee on reconciliation. Those are the newspaper headlines we have. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll discuss these issues with you. Please stay with us.
Welcome to Aspheric News. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for those who have subscribed to our channel. We are happy to have you on our channel. Thank you so much for all your support. But please, for those who have not subscribed, we are begging you, subscribe to our channels. Please subscribe. Please, we are begging you, subscribe to our channel. And while subscribing, do not forget to click on the notification button, the button around it. Don't click for you to get our notification whenever we're on live program, wherever we're covering a live program, wherever we are giving you a news update, whenever we post a new content to our channels. Please do not forget to follow us on our social media handles. On Facebook, official at Aspheric News. On Instagram, Aspheric News. On Twitter, and Aspheric News. On LinkedIn, and Aspheric News. Please, thank you so much for your huge support. Your huge support. Watching is a support. Thank you. We are grateful. But please, let someone know about Aspheric TV. And also to call on us anyone you need our service. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm Mr. Clifford. I think we should start off with the INEC story.
Okay.
INEC is still insisting and taking their stand when they say that there will be no extension for the voters' registration. Meanwhile, a lot of Nigerians running to millions are at stake of being disenfranchised, if I put it that way. What do you think about the commission refusing and then taking their stance on not increasing the registration time?
Well, on this issue, I cannot leave both parties out of the blame. I cannot leave Nigerians out of the blame. I cannot also leave INEC out of the blame. Why I say this is because Nigerians have the tendency of doing things at the rush hour. You understand? Like we talked about yesterday, this registration has been on since last year. You know?
About a year.
About a year now. And they even gave an extension. But then why go to do it when the system will be choked, when there will be a lot of crowd, when you had a lot of time to just walk into the office, probably you could be the only person there, you just do your registration and walk away. Why do you have to wait? Sometimes these INEC officers go to work and in 2 weeks they have not registered a single person. Meanwhile,
that was in the early
yes, that
days
was in
of
the
the
early days of the
registration.
registration. Now, when Nigerians have seen that it has come to the deadline, they start rushing in. During the rush hour, they start going there in crowds, and this is the reason why most of them were not able to get. On the other note, INEC, most of the Nigerians complained of lack of manpower. You go to some INEC registration centers, you find only 2 staffs and 2 machines who are expected to register over 500 persons. I mean, it's just not possible to work that way. They are humans. It's not an automated registration process. That's why they have to come up with the online registration to ease the workforce on ground. So it doesn't also cost INEC anything to extend the registration so that more Nigerians can register.
All right, please hold that thought. Let's play the video on like thoughts of Nigerians concerning this issue.
Electoral Commission INEC has put an end to the continuous voters registration exercise, and there may not be any further extension. The INEC Commissioner, Voters Education and Publicity, Barrister Festus Okoye, made this known on Saturday, the 30th of July, 2022. Millions of Nigerians are yet to register and may be disenfranchised if INEC doesn't yield to pressure by some persons that are still calling for an extension. Some Nigerians spoke to Aspheric TV and they called on INEC to extend the time stipulated for registration. Others faulted Nigerians for not obeying instructions and failed to register when they were supposed to.
So INEC stopping this thing when it's almost about 8 months to election, I mean, it doesn't really make any sense to me. So I feel like INEC should extend the date, because I really think, because the way youths are agitating and the way they are solidly behind a particular candidate, you know, if they are not allowed to vote, I feel like there might be civil unrest, you know, after the maybe before and after the elections. So INEC has I think the moral duty and responsibility to allow to extend these dates. At least we have almost eight months. I mean, what is there in extending it to almost the day we want to have election, or maybe a week before the election? I mean, we have the resources, we have all of these things to be able to cater for this thing. So why are they trying to stifle people's ability to exercise their civic duty, you know?
So I just said yesterday that INEC has put an end to PVC registration, and some of us, I mean, we have not gotten ours yet. So I'm appealing to we the youth, we are appealing to INEC to please extend it at least to the end of this year, so some of us will be able to get ours.
For me, I think the major problem is we, the ordinary Nigerians, because we had all the time to register. The problem is just the normal Nigerian kind of a thing. We always like doing things as in when it's tight, that's when everybody wants to start running to do. But we had all the time to have had registered, but we're just reluctant about it. And now everybody is saying INEC. So sometimes we too should take the blame. That's just it.
So to me, if they extend the registration like 1 month, I would have been very happy. Like me, I do my own. Last 2019. For due to this, I know if you collect. Till now, I'm struggling to collect my own permanent voters card. I never fit. If we go to office, their office in 11, if you go there, you will see queue fighting up and down. How will you able to get this? But to say their polling units are money, or their collection center, their money. You are able to, if you go in the morning, but you will hope that anything 2-3 o'clock you will get your voters card and go back home. But sometimes you will leave your work, go back there, go there to collect a PVC. For the whole week, you're not even able to even draw near where they're sitting.
2023 is a few months away and Nigerians are showing so much eagerness to vote. Maybe INEC would listen to those calling for an extension. This will afford millions of Nigerians the opportunity to get their registration done.
INEC, one thing they make mistake was, you know, most of the centers, the machines are not much. If not more, INEC could have provided more machines to work. I believe that machine could have able to to capture many Nigerians. But INEC didn't provide much machine. If you check most of the center, you end up seeing one machine, two machine, and there are thousands of people there waiting for. So that's one thing that many Nigerians have not gotten the opportunity to do their own. And the time there is that the time is wasting because INEC didn't provide much machines for them to work.
This election, where they want to do, is for all. Complaining is all over, and people are complaining, and people don't want to go and register earlier. You know, fee stop your market one day because of the ballot. Even though I vote, they don't go consider my vote. Did you go and vote? They don't consider them. You have to go and vote. If you vote, even God will see you. If you vote very well, God will see you. They go count it. But Nigerians go say, I dey sell my things for market. Who go feed my family? How I go do this thing? How I go do that one? It's not favorable. You see person they work about will not be working they do. You no go get time. You go injury time. They say the thing is over. You are annoyed. You want to make strike for who? There's no way for you to strike for anybody. Strike for yourself.
For more news updates, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all social media platforms. From the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, I am Amini Insibi Clifford.
Alright, welcome back. There you have it, the thoughts of
Nigerians.
Yeah, and it is very obvious that they share some of our thoughts.
Right.
And then I think there's no point going further on this particular issue anymore. Let's just hope that INEC do something like increase the deadline even by
that will be the right thing
weeks.
to do.
Yeah,
that will be the right thing to do.
Because I don't see this ending well if they insist on not.
Someone said that there will be civil unrest if.
Well, a lot of people are yet to register, even though it's just as you have said, they had a lot of time to do so. But again, you wouldn't know. A lot of people might not have had the opportunities to do these things for different reasons.
So
and
they
then
should just
election
be
is
considerate.
still at least
8 months away.
Exactly. So even if it's 2 months given for this registration or even 1 month,
they could still achieve it. Yeah.
So let's see how this plays out eventually. Moving on, let's go into politics. The PDP, there's still trouble in their camp. They are making moves. The board of trustees are making moves to do a reconciliation kind of between Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and then the presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. There's still a feud going on there.
I don't really understand when they say reconciliation. For me, I don't think there's an issue in the PDP if we want to look at it holistically without taking sides.
There definitely is an issue.
What is the issue? The issue is that a certain man lost a presidential ticket just like every other person, and he feels he's the owner of the party and wants to create problems in the party.
Well, I don't think that is what it actually really is. I think it was an agreement that if the presidential candidates emerged from the north, then I think the
vice presidential candidate should also come from the south.
No, that is different. You know, they are calling for
the resignation of
exactly.
The whole thing is political. Listen. Why would Governor Wike be calling for the resignation of a chairman he single-handedly installed? You understand?
Well,
a Southerner was chairman of the PDP, Prince Uche Secondus. You know,
and he headed the revolution.
He was the person that single-handedly sponsored the removal of Uche Secondus, a Southerner who was chairman of the party for your own political interests. Now that it didn't favor you on the long run, you want to call for the removal of a chairman who hasn't even completed his constitutional tenure.
I don't know exactly what their arrangement was, but then I think it had something to do with
the PDP has a constitution. Zoning. It doesn't matter. The PDP has a constitution, and that constitution states that if a chairman is elected, the chairman has to complete his tenure. If he's not found wanting, the PDP jettisoned the zoning idea, even when it comes to their presidential race. They kicked out the zoning idea, so I don't see why Governor Wike would not allow the PDP have peace.
Well, there even though we like to say that there is no actual issue, you know that Wike is a strong force in the PDP, like it or not.
Well,
and then
when you talk about force, you say a strong financial force.
Whatever it is,
Yes.
financial, political,
Without
he still
without
has some
Governor
grounding.
Wike, PDP will do whatever they want to do. There are Rivers PDP members who will still work with Atiku even without Governor Wike.
Yes, that is there.
And
That is
they
a fact.
have capacity to pull votes for him.
Well, but
If he doesn't want to be in the party anymore, he could have well just leave the party instead of being in the party and causing troubles.
A lot of trouble.
Yes, there are other people. He's not the first person to lose the presidential primaries.
I think this might quite be serious for them, since the board of trustees are making moves to do this. It might be beyond what you and I see.
Well, it's their
Hence
party affair.
the
I'm not a
need
member
to-
of the PDP, but I'm just analyzing
Well,
from
it's just
an
in
observer's
the
point
news
of
and
view.
we just
Yeah,
have to talk about it. It might, like I said, it might just be beyond what
what
we
we
can
see.
and
We
then
don't know
that
their
is why-
agreements behind doors.
Yes, that's why
But
they're
what
making
if
these moves.
Wike was chosen as the running mate to Atiku?
Well,
Would
there
he have
might
been
be-
doing all this?
There might be a problem, but in a different form. You never know.
Well,
You never know. There
but
might,
the problem wouldn't have been coming from Nyesom Wike.
of course not, because
So
it happened in his
he's just
favor.
fighting because he lost.
So basically, he's a sore loser. Could we call him that?
Ruben Abati said he should be given lollipop because he's crying.
Well, let's see how that goes with the PDP. Hopefully, they sort out their issues, and then this would be better for them in creating a united front ahead of the 2023 elections.
Well, good luck to them.
So moving on, we hear that police strategize because we are told that terrorists have infiltrated the south. So I think yesterday, or was it a few days back, there was this Boko Haram leader that was, should I say, disguising. He was working as a security
guard.
and then somehow he was uncovered, and then it was confirmed that he is one of the Boko Haram leaders. So apparently he probably was there to spy and stuff like that. So it is believed that these people have now infiltrated the south, and then police are just doing their best to salvage the situation and make sure it doesn't go out of hand. What can you say about this events?
Well, it's a sad one. We used to think Boko Haram is a sect that operated only in the northern part of Nigeria, and it was difficult to contain even in the north. Now that it is extending to the southern part of the country, it is a cause for us to worry. I mean, where do we go from this point if the government have not been able to protect lives and properties, and this Islamic terrorist group are extending their territories
From one zone
from
to
one
another.
zone to another? It's a negative trend.
It's like they are conquering this zone,
Yes,
and then
if-
moving on to bigger things.
If you look at what happened in Afghanistan, these terrorists did not just take over Kabul in just one day. They took their time and conquered territories until they were able to conquer the capital city and took over government. So I think they have a strategy. And if government is not able to undercover this strategy, then it will be very, very dangerous for Nigerians.
You know, it's getting bad, and then it has come into
Yes,
the city center,
It
the
is.
nation's capital.
It is very, very bad that there is no day on the news that you don't hear of
Security
insecurity.
threats.
Yes. So Nigerians are worried. Government should also step on their toes and do the needful. If it means deploying more security tactics, deploying more security agents, change your format of operation, even if it means a total overhauling of the security apparatus, that will solve the problem. They should do it.
And still on this insecurity thing, it's gotten so bad that the president, there are threats of the president's impeachment because of this insecurity threats. It has not been able to, they've not been able to tackle it or salvage this situation for many years. And then we were talking about how it's gradually moving from one zone to another. It was in the north. In fact, it was the northwest or so.
They attacked a few weeks ago. They attacked Ondo State in what's it called? Is it Isu or what?
So it's still what we are
yes.
seeing. It's moving.
Awar in Ondo State.
It's gradually moving, and then it's getting really, really bad.
The government should step on their toes. See, Abacha said if insecurity lasts beyond 24 hours in a government, it means that the government is aware of it.
And this has lasted years.
So I believe that Nigeria government do not really want to handle insecurity. I believe there are people who are conflict entrepreneurs who are cashing out big from the insecurity that has bedeviled this country.
At the detriment of the lives of innocent people.
They really do not care. They care about making the millions from what is happening. Some people are actually cashing out from the insecurity in Nigeria. So it will be very difficult for them to put an end to their business, so to say.
Whatever it is, though, business or whatever, people are dying, and it is just
that's
unfair.
The unfortunate part of it.
Let's hope it's just like you said, the government should be on their toes and then tackle these issues once and for all. That's what we have for you today. Thanks for joining us. My name is W Gift, and I've had Mr. Clifford and CB. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Gift.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Aspheric TV on YouTube, and also follow us on all of our social media platforms. On Instagram and Twitter, we are Aspheric News, and on Facebook, we are official Aspheric News. Thanks for watching. Bye.